Russia's near Japan. Oh, it's the truck ahead of him. Well, they're speeding up now. It takes them a while to build up speed, these trucks. Maybe we'll just go with this speed here. There's a lot of traffic. So that's what's going on in the world. I mean, I'm not following the stuff real close like I was, but it's the same old grind in Ukraine and Iran. I think what's going to happen in Iran is I think the military will kind of quiet down for a while, this whole thing with the conflict, and maybe they'll pursue the conflict in other ways, because we didn't really, I don't think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. I think what we wanted to do is overthrow their government, but I think we realize it's too big of a country to do that. And Iran is getting help from other countries. And Israel keeps breaking the truce. I mean, there's a risk that the war could re-flare up, both from Iran and Israel. Trump kind of wants to end it. I think he realizes we can't do a lot. And he more or less is maybe kind of, in a way, telling Israel, hey, we can't. Like, for example, Turkey has a lot of military and they can hit Israel. And it's like Israel would maybe want us to hit Turkey. And it's like, no, we can't do that. We don't have the wherewithal to strike Turkey. You can't do, and Israel shouldn't hit them, you know. You can't do that. We don't have it. You're going to be on your own if you do that. We have our limits, in other words. There's only so far we can go, and they're going to have to, I mean, Israel, I think, is using us as their means to take over areas around them. I think that's what they're doing. They're figuring, we'll act like we're defending ourselves when really what we're doing is we're taking land. I mean, you can do that in Red Alert too. It's like, oh, we're going to defend our ore truck, but we're going to take the area too. And Israel is taking land. Every day they're taking land. They're demolishing homes of the Palestinians and Christians, and they're not very nice to the Christians, the Jewish, the people that run Israel. They're not really Jewish. They're no more Jewish than the cat. They're not Jewish at all. They're just using the Jewish name to do their thing. And they're taking areas, little areas, like they'll take your farm. All of a sudden your farm, they'll just come in and they'll take it. And they'll burn your olive trees down and stuff. Just pull in and say, we're taking this. And you're out of here. And they're just throwing people off their land. They're not buying it or anything like that. They're just throwing them out. And there's old Christian communities in some of these areas, and they're attacking ancient Christian communities little by little, and they're just throwing the people out. Some of these go back a long ways, thousands of years maybe. And, yeah, they're just not, the people that run Israel are not, they're not good people. It's not a matter of they're coming in and saying everybody should get out, the war's coming here. They're doing that in Ukraine too. That's an evacuation. They're taking this area and keeping it. Knocking the buildings down and they're building new stuff. They've been doing that for decades. They've been doing that for all my life. And it's wrong. And there's people that are Hebrew, that are Jewish, that know it's wrong and they're protesting it. over there and here. They know that what they're doing is wrong, and they're calling them out on it. And this gives Iran a good cause, and Hamas. It gives them a cause. Until we get rid of their cause, we're going to have them as an opponent. But it's gonna simmer into a conflict. They're gonna find other ways to fight this conflict because they can't do it with military. I think both sides are kind of run down militarily. I mean, we're run down. I don't think we have enough to take over Iran or anything. And of course, the people of Iran are disappointed that they couldn't. They're not taken over yet. It's going to take a while. It's going to maybe be a year or 2 or 3 before they can get what they want. I think they eventually will get it, but it's going to be maybe towards the end of Trump's term, or it's going to be later. It might even be after that. Eventually, they will get their new regime. Eventually the CCP will fall, but I think we got some time yet. It's gonna, we're just not quite strong enough to get what we want, and they're not weakened enough. And they're persecuting the Tibetans, the Chinese are. They see them as a threat. They closed a shrine or one of their temples or whatever, and they closed it this last week. They see them as a threat. The Chinese want to run Tibetan Buddhism. They don't want anybody else running it. They'd like to run it. It's like the Dalai Lama is in India, so he's kind of out of their hands. But they want to run as much of it as they can. They want to have their own thing. And of course the Tibetans don't want that. So I think they got maybe 4 more years of living under this too. They got 4 more years of living under that persecution. So the government is still, in Iran, the government is still, they're punishing people. For, bucking them or for going against them. So that's what's going on. I think we're going to have a breakdown of some systems this year or in the next years. And I think that's going to create a little bit of fear. And of course the elites are probably going to be behind that. They're going to have, they're not done yet. They're going to create some fear here, in our markets and stuff like that. They got to have something for us to be afraid of. They're not doing as well as they'd like to. Things are happening faster than what they would like them to happen as far as their decline. I think they sense that they're off footing. They're off balance, and it's like their card is going to be to play the fear card. And so they're going to probably do some stuff with the markets. I mean, the markets are all overbought. The stock markets are. All the stocks are overbought, and they're starting to come down. So while things are up, they can drive this stuff down this fall. I mean, some stocks are already coming down. They're not down that much, though. They're not down that much. But they're down. There's stuff that's down. SpaceX